Explain how you're using blockchain and your coin cell to actually build a future retail model.
Retail begins and ends with the shopper. And so today, our shopper information is stored by Amazon and Target and PayPal and Visa. And what we're doing is we're enabling shoppers to take back that data and take control of their information, and they get to determine who gets access to that. So if a brand who makes products for them wants to know them better and give them a discount and reward, a consumer can trade that data, and the currency that we're introducing to facilitate that exchange is our shop token.
And last week we had Shoppin on, and this is another company that's looking to do something similar. How do you guys compete against some of the other players that are in this space and trying to do the same thing for consumers?
Yeah, there's definitely some similarities. I think we're taking a more rational approach. Our team is coming out of kind of the top echelons of retail experience here domestically. A lot of retail innovation is seeded and grown here within the States. And I think in addition to that, we're taking a little bit more of a platform stance. I think Shoppin's attempting to kind of productize and close the loop a little too independently inside of their own capabilities. We're looking to partner with leading e-commerce platforms, payment platforms, and retailers to enable them to get better access to shopper data.
Where would the shopper see the difference in the two offerings that you both put on the table?
In our solution, the shopper actually owns and controls their data locally on their phone or their computer. We don't store any of that information. Yeah. It's cryptographically stored on their device, and they 100% control how little or how much information gets passed back to the retailer.
Versus Shoppin, how is that differing?
Some of that shopper data gets centralized and kind of moved into areas in where Shoppin can control it and manage it. Retail to date, the big game is only controlling shopper data. So our promise is we're coming to market as a co-op, yeah. and the model there and the opportunity is that the brands and shoppers who facilitate, manage, and make up retail, they can own all the value and data.
What's the benefit to consumers buying into the token on your platform as opposed to something else?
Tokens are going to be used to buy products, and so you could use them to get discounts and rewards on items. And so the more tokens you have and the more data that you're providing, you get rewarded for more tokens, and then you can use those across brands on the platform.
And in terms of the ICO that you guys have already done, so 2.6 million raised, is it still ongoing right now?
Yeah, we're in a public pre-sale phase right now, and we're leading up to a public token release kind of middle of the summer.
And so how have you had to go about advertising this as we're watching Facebook, Twitter, both crack down on social advertising for the sale of ICOs?
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of bad actors in this space. I think some of the competitors even mentioned here today, there's a lot of questionable tactics and stats and claims being made across a multitude of projects. And we're looking, we're avoiding some of the hype and the sensational hype. So we haven't looked at those platforms to advertise. We're developing direct relationships with brands, growing relationship with shoppers and the ecosystem. And our team hasn't even looked to kind of tap some of those platforms.
Do you feel like this brand business intelligence will help brick and mortar, or is that even something you're even thinking about, or is that something that's not even on the table?
Yeah, our biggest constituent is brands who manufacture products. So whether that's their brick and mortar or their online, so Levi's, Lululemon, Nike, they're the ones being most relegated right now by the Amazons of the world.
Right.
And we think they'll be highest motivated to get access to this shopper data.
And so, will this brand business intelligence help, some of the other players beyond brick and mortar, beyond the retailers themselves? Are there transactions companies, the card companies traditionally, that have to be tied up in this as well? How does this change the experience end to end from the moment I step foot in the store, go to the online platform, make a purchase, and then I'm able to take that data?
Great question. So we've integrated and partnered with Stripe for the credit card processing end of the transaction. So if you think of at the point of sale, the tokens come into play as in the form of like a loyalty reward. Mm-hmm. So they help apply a discount in exchange for your data, and then you're able to then pay with the rest of that with credit card or debit card, and that's where Stripe comes into play. As it pertains to the rest of the ecosystem gaining benefit, we're really focused on brands, because I think they have the biggest disadvantage right now with the amount of private line development that Walmart and Amazon are pursuing. We think brands, in order for us to have meaningful product selection, so we're not all wearing the same suit jacket in the next 2 years, we need these brands to survive, and that's where we're really focused.
We have less than a minute left, but just kind of give us your forecast on where you see the company going for the rest of the year.
Yeah, so back to the model of a co-op. So it's about partnering and aligning with brands and figuring out if we start to unlock these data sets for them, what do they need us to do for them? We don't want to create more work. Does it need to become more targeted ads? Do they want better insights into their customers? Does it need to inform their production processes? So we just want to partner with a lot of brands, and so we have a great team on right now doing that work so that we can better understand as a co-op how we serve both brands and shoppers better.